Governor Robinson, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to some of these concerned citizens who are watching kind of in horror as we're seeing the critical race theory being pushed across the country. It's an issue that I believe, and I think most people would agree, should be nonpartisan or at least bipartisan. So we really appreciate you coming on here and talking to us.
Yes, sir. It's good to be here.
Thank you. As we get started, for those that are unaware and just don't really know that much, could you just quickly explain what critical race theory is and why people should be paying attention to this?
Well, in a nutshell, what critical race theory is the ideology that we should view everything critically through the lens of race for the purposes of bringing about what has been called true racial justice. But now we know that is not what it's all about. It's about pushing an agenda for a certain political ideology. And so we feel like it is the absolute reverse of discrimination. It in fact is discrimination. It does segregate, and we feel like it's going to cause and has caused a lot of harm, both in the classroom and in our society. And it's something that we definitely need to deal with.
Awesome. Thanks for explaining that. I really appreciate it. What are you doing to combat the critical race theory in North Carolina?
The major thing that our office is doing, and we did not specifically target critical race theory, but it is certainly a big part of it. We have a task force that we have started tackling what we know is happening in the classroom, which is something called we call it indoctrination. It takes many forms. It has been is affected students mostly, but it's also affected parents and teachers and administrators. And it goes beyond that as well. It's also affected to a great deal some school board members around the state and nation. And so we have started this task force to compile the evidence that we need to prove that this is indeed a problem inside our state. I've known it for many years. Every time I mention it, those that are opposed me always say, well, where's the proof? Believe you me, we are compiling the proof right now, and we are going to present that proof shortly.
That's fantastic. And it's my understanding that the task force that you created is called Facts, correct? And I believe you have a website on there where people could submit things to you.
We do. The task force itself is called Facts, Fairness and Accountability for in the classroom for teachers and students. That's fairness and accountability in the classroom for teachers and students. Our Lieutenant Governor's page, there is a link at the top of the page. If you go up, you'll see the word facts in big bold letters. If you wish to lodge a complaint or express a complaint, you can go to that tab and then just follow the instructions there and it'll run you through it. But we have received a tremendous response from this task force. People are I'm telling you, people across this state, across this nation, are tired of our classrooms being used as centers of indoctrination, political indoctrination and social indoctrination. The things that we're supposed to be teaching our children at home, oftentimes now we find teachers and administrators taking those things away from us and teaching our children against the very teachings that we teach them at home. And so we need to make sure that that stops. The classroom is a place for education, not for opinions, not for indoctrination. And we think that this is the first step in making sure that we purge this from our education system.
That's awesome. I know, at least for me, it makes me feel a lot better knowing that we have someone like you that's leading the fight and running the flag in the front there. So for those of us that want to be more involved, and for those especially, obviously we're in Harnett County, but throughout the state, for those that want to get involved, what would you recommend for organizations, ways people can be, positive contributors?
Here's the number one way you can get involved. People ask me how they can be involved with our task force, and people ask me how can they help us in our office. The number one way you can help in this effort is this: go down to your local school board and get involved. Go to the meetings. Find out who your representative is on your school board. Find out who your chairman, Find out what your superintendent is doing. Find out everything that you need to know associated with education in your area. The only way we're going to get this problem solved is if that we have folks across the state involved at the local level. So that is the very thing we need for you to do. Go down, find out who, know who your students, your children's teachers are, administrators are. Find out what they're doing in your schools and the assignments that your children have. Keep abreast of those things and keep your eye on them. Along with that, like I said, go down to your local school board meeting. Keep abreast with what the school board, what kind of agendas they're passing, what they're doing, the things that they're talking about doing and introducing into your schools. And if they're not satisfactory to you, push back. You have an opportunity to speak to these folks and make your voice heard. So I believe that's the best way for us to help in this issue is to get involved at the local level.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. I really appreciate your time. And I really appreciate you leading the fight there. And we're looking forward to working with you and being able to support you in whatever way that we can.
Thank you so much, and thank you for all the great work you do there in Harnett County.
Thank you, sir.